years, and I have always led the procession, and in 40 years, I've never completely led them astray. So, the tune Jach'a Uru, it's a word that means, oh great day. And it's a welcome to the festival, welcome to the fiesta tune. Played on panpipes, kind of a shared experience playing panpipes, and with a big drum, bombo, wood, goatskin, and this is what you do with the rest of the goats. And I'll leave it to my colleague, Dan Dickey.
Yep.
Here we go.
And you were talking about these instruments before the concert. To talk a little bit about them again. This is the charango, which is a very well-known Andean instrument. Peru, Bolivia, Chile, all up and down the Andes. This is a larger version of it called a ronroco, and that's what I'll be playing on this song. This is a cueca, which is a song that's in 6/8 meter, and it's. I talked a little bit about the mule drivers, pack mule drivers, and this is a song about the pack mule driver that takes his cargo by pack mule train across. He comes from Santiago in Chile, or a city in Chile, or town in Chile, all the way across the high passes of the Andes Mountains, and then goes to the town of Cuyo in Argentina, on the Argentina side. And you know, it's kind of a rough time. It's, you know, really bad, you know, cold up there in the mountain passes, and all he has is his charango with him to entertain him, and the mules, of course, are there. But at the end of the road, on each of the sides, on the Chilean side and on the Argentinian side, he has a lady waiting for him. And it's called, the song is called Las Dos Puntas, the two ends of the road. So he's happy at the end of the road.
Samba.
words to it. The words are there, and the translation, English translation also.
I know, just what you've been waiting for. Electric red accordion. It will blast everyone out of the room.
She has a double life.
Yes, I do.
We'll send our next postcard from Buenos Aires, Argentina. We'll play a tango for you. So you can get up and dance if you want. I'll play it on a not so, well, this is on the sikus, 3 rows of sikus, to play in different keys, which you'll hear. This tango is el choclo, or the corn cob. And the way I play it as one person, it kind of looks like I'm eating corn from a cob.
more accordion later. Don't leave now.
They can Hardly wait. Okay, so I'm back to the regular size charango, which I was talking about a while ago. For those who weren't here, sometimes it's Peru and Bolivia mainly, sometimes in Chile, Argentina, often made out of the shell of an armadillo, but and the little head would be right here. But we have the vegetarian version, which is carved out of one piece of wood. The animal ones don't last very long, and they're endangered species anyway, so we don't have it. And as I was talking about before, this instrument was distributed up and down the Andes by the mule drivers, the pack mule drivers taking cargo. And so the first tune, I'm going to play two pieces together. And in Peru especially, always when you have a slightly slower song, you always have to follow it with a fuga, which is a very much faster song at the end. So you always lead people with a upbeat feeling at the end. The first piece is a mule driver's song called Muliza from around Cuzco in Peru. And so I'll be playing that, and it's in the tipi style, which is the pinch style of playing. And then I'll play a very well-known huayno, which is a type of dance, very famous type of dance in Peru and Bolivia, called huayno in Bolivia, huayno in Peru. And this one is a well-known one from Cuzco called Saqsayhuamanpi. Saqsayhuamanpi is in the fortress of Saqsayhuaman. If you've ever been to Cuzco, the big Inca fortress that sits right above the city, and it's about someone who's kind of sad and up in the kind of windy, cold Saqsayhuaman fortress, and kind of crying because he feels very lonely. And a lot of the huaynos in Peru are bilingual. They'll have a verse in Quechua, the native language, Incan language, and then a verse in Spanish. So a lot of people are bilingual in those two, and sometimes bilingual Spanish, Aymara, which is another native language. So this is, the Spanish verse says, you can see what it says there, right there, the Quechua verse, and then, the Spanish verse isn't on there. No, it is. Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's saying, I'm crying because about a girl, the chola, and she says I'm a drunkard, but she doesn't know why I drink. That's an excuse we often. Okay.
Remember how it's cold and windy up in that fort? It's cold and windy at Lake Titicaca too. And high altitude, 12,500 feet, 3,800 meters. There's not much air to breathe. It's a beautiful, beautiful lake shared by Bolivia, reluctantly by Bolivia and Peru. Bolivia, it's home to Bolivian Navy. Bolivia is a landlocked country. It's lovely that they have a Navy. It's also home to these reed boats, also called caballitos de totora, little horses of reed horses. So imagine yourself on one of these boats in cold, cold water, maybe look fishing for some trout. We'll play a piece called Titicaca. It starts out nice and slow, and then it gets kind of rhythmic.
catch you today.
Yes, or possibly dreading. And still, this will not be the last appearance in the accordion. It's such an accordion-centric show today. I'm not sure how that happened.
So for the next song, we go to a little farther north in South America, to Colombia. And lots of great dance music in Colombia. Cumbia has been around for a long, long time in Colombia, one of the most popular dances all over Latin America. But it's originally from Colombia. This is an old cumbia. It goes way back. And it's kind of a story about a mythical creature who is part man, part alligator, and is a caimán. And it's called Se va el caimán. The alligator is going. He's going towards Barranquilla, which is one of the cities in Colombia, and on the Magdalena River. And the first part is about this fictitious, or maybe not fictitious, but mysterious alligator man. And he has a lot of interesting habits. Like some people, he likes to eat cheese and bread, but he also, like good Colombians, likes to drink his shots of rum. And after that, a lot of times in Colombia, this type of song is kind of a vehicle for musicians and other audience members to make up funny coplas or verses about different things, about current events or about people in the band. And so the last two verses are about us, and one is about the guitar player, and it says on the other side of the river they caught a mojarra, a fish, type of fish, and they slid it open and out came the guy who plays the guitar to make that rhyme. And for that one they caught the tiburon, which is a shark, and out of the shark's belly they found the person who plays the acordeon. Se va el caimán.
once sobered up and was able to get that postcard to the post office, we then headed up to Paraguay for the next postcard, which could double as a Mother's Day card. It's a Paraguayan polka. It's called La Madrecita, beloved mother. And why, it's a harp solo, but my colleagues are kind enough to join me. Aww.
Things that we brought, and that would be when they would be sitting around the campfire with their yerba mate, drinking their tea around the campfire at night, listening to music like that.
And singing, thinking songs about their mothers. I'm sure that is the only topic of conversation around the mata. I miss my beloved mother. And we have a little costume change. So don't notice Dan. He's changing costume. And I'm all out of jokes, which is probably a good thing.
Just a little, well, we're very, very grateful to be here. We're really appreciative of being on the first of the 5th season and celebrating Studio A's 10th year and our 40th year. And we have had so much fun, and we're not quitting. We're going to keep playing.
Nor are we through for
Yeah, we have more concerts on the way. Our website is Chaski Music. Chaski, that's how you spell it. ChaskiMusic.com. You can subscribe to our newsletter, which we send out once in a while. 300 or so bots signed up recently. I changed the settings, so you have to confirm the email. It's like, who is that? Anyways, we'd be happy to let you know about our concerts. We're also on social media.
I know some of y'all on social media to watch my P's and Q's.
I made my first video short for this concert. So that's like a milestone. Oh, what's this? Oh my goodness.
So you saw us marching with the panpipes before, and this is a type of dance with marching panpipe group that's sometimes called doctorcitos, and the doctores in the small towns in the Andes are kind of the elite, the educated people, doctors, lawyers, things like that. And in Andes and all over South America, as in most places, we like to make fun of people. So this is a dance that kind of makes fun of the older elite in the town. In other places, it's called auki auki, which means the old ones, and that sometimes refers to the mountain peaks, the old grandfather mountains that are around us, but it also refers to the older folks in town. And so now that I am an older folk, I don't mind making fun of myself. And so this is auki auki, or los doctorcitos.
Harp's in the danger zone here, Dan. Yeah, I think I'm absolutely. It's not steady on his feet,
No.
to be honest.
That's why I have a baston.
Next postcard's coming at ya from Brazil.
And there's some cachaça.
Yes.
I don't know if it's yes, cachaça
Yeah.
at the reception.
Yes, the signature cocktail for the reception is Brazilian. So this is to get everyone in the mood. Chico Chico no fubá. We often call it Tico Tico. Yeah. And here it is somewhat well known as that song that either Carmen Miranda made famous or it made her famous. Probably the other way around. But anyway, it actually, the translation is Little Sparrow in the Cornmeal. And
it's a rufous-crowned sparrow.
yeah, there you go. In case you were interested. And I'm sure you are.
Closest to the sound is the charango, so that's why I like charango on that.
So we'll take a little solemn moment here. Bolivian bailecito called Blanca Rosa, Red Rose. It is, I think, the single favorite song of my husband's of all of the Chaski repertoire. I hope he's within earshot. been on our minds lately because it's a song about a devastating flood. And I suspect everyone in this room has felt some loss, either a person or place or institutions that you've treasured. So we will do this as an instrumental, but the words tell the story of a young man who wants to take a white rose to his true love as proof of his love. But the storm has come in and the waters are rising, and he fears he won't find her. You talk, I'll move furniture. Okay.
Okay. The part of Bolivia called Norte Potosí is also way up high in the Andes Mountains. It's dry, cold, hard to make a living, and okay. And they have a totally different configuration of sikus. These are called ayarachis, and it's a pentatonic scale. And even though Dan and I have all the notes of the scale, how many notes? Notes of a pentatonic scale. We still share the melody in the cooperative style of playing the sikus. So this piece is called bichito de flor, or little flower bug. And I think of the high Andes as being really dry and flowers and bugs, what? But then I remember, well, after a rain, just like it does in West Texas or here, a few days later, suddenly there's a bunch of flowers out, wildflowers, and a bunch of bugs and all kinds of things. So imagine yourself on a hillside enjoying the flowers and the bugs, I guess. This will start out nice and slow and dreamy, and then I will shout something. We think it's an okay, wholesome thing to say in Aymara, but we're not sure. That when you hear that, that's your cue to look at Shanna. She will conduct.
We've gone to a fair amount of trouble
Yes.
to move this over here rather than me sneaking across stage. It is not a Chaski concert if there's not audience participation. So this one will involve clapping along, no rehearsal needed. I will cue you. My conducting skills are modest, but stick with me because there are a few tempo changes, a few curves, and here we go. It is. My conducting skills, you know, Peter Bay's job is not in jeopardy for me. Let's just put it that way. Wait. Oh, it was working so well. It is still working so well. It's just. No.
Okay.
Maybe we should just tell the nice folks what it's
well,
about. Oh,
Anyway, I'll be playing. José María is a older song, joropo or pasaje from Venezuela. It's a story about one of her relatives.
Scoundrel.
No.
A total scoundrel.
Oh my gosh, you'll have the translation.
There's no hiding it.
There's no hiding it. It's very bloody. And yeah, the scoundrel it's from a time in Venezuela with a weak central government and lots of kind of local, loosely organized, violent criminal gangs running the country or running parts of the country, and there was a lot of bloodshed in the 19th century. My ancestors, José María Gallegos, and his father, José María Gallegos, were born in the 18th century. They couldn't possibly have been the scoundrel in this story.
Just not this specific scoundrel.
Scoundrel.
Ay caramba por esta sabana abajo, ay caramba donde llaman el Villa, ay caramba por esta sabana abajo, ay caramba donde llaman el Villa, ay caramba me encontré con un negrito llamado José María, ay caramba me encontré con un negrito llamado José María. Ay caramba, por mi a jugar espada. Ay caramba, le dije que no sabía. Ay caramba, por mi a jugar espada. Ay caramba, le dije que no sabía. Ay caramba, me dijo que me enseñaba. Le dije que aprendería. Ay caramba, me dijo que me enseñaba. Le dijo que me enseñaba, le dije que aprendería. Ay caramba, duramos jugando espada. Ay caramba, 7 semanas sin día. Ay caramba, duramos jugando espada. Ay caramba, 7 semanas sin día. Ay caramba, los patitos navegaban de la sangre que corría. Ay caramba, los patitos navegaban de la sangre que corría. Ay caramba, las espadas se han negado. Ay caramba, de los besos que rompían. Ay caramba, las espadas se han negado. Ay caramba, de los besos que rompían. Ay
play our last number. Huge thank you to all of you and to Studio A. And I will give the last word to our host, Scott. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Not the last one.
Not the last one. We are going to play the last song.
Yes, yes, I'll move over here. Well, I just want to say thank you to you as well. So this series started, like I said, 5 years ago, and it came from something that was very deeply personal to me. I participated in an organization called Yes Academy, which is part of the American Voices, which is the big poster over there. They're a non-governmental organization that went into countries that were either emerging from conflict or isolation and providing academies for students there. I was really, really fortunate to have been able to go 4 or 5 years to Lebanon, to Beirut, Lebanon, and teach there. And in the last 2 years, I've taught with the program. I've gone to Kurdistan, which is northern Iraq, and taught there. Of course, the last 2 years have been very chaotic. I haven't been able to go back as a result. And unfortunately, because of funding cuts, the program will probably cease to exist because it was partially funded by the State Department and then embassies in the cities where they house these academies. So anyway, a long story short, I'll try to cut it. I was incredibly touched by my teaching experiences there and the sharing of cultural music and how wonderful it is and how you see how music is a universal language. You know, we all have this shared experience of music, and that brings people together. So I thought, well, why don't we bring this to Austin a little bit with a series? And the first year, actually, that first performance was a wonderful oud player in Austin, Sari Andoni, and he had come to play with some other musicians. And they featured music of Lebanon, Syria, Iran, Iraq, Egypt, that whole part of the region. The Arabic performance music, and it was just incredibly touching. So, to continue that, yes, 5 years later. And last night I went to Panoramic Voices. Julie Orlandini did an amazingly beautiful pitch for funding, for donations, and how she said, this is what I need, this music is what I need now to soothe my soul and to make me sane in this world that we exist in currently. And that she said, and I will reiterate, we are recently a 501c3, and funding for cultural programming is really scary right now, incredibly scary. What we are trying to do is to bring this kind of experience to a small, intimate setting with music and food and fellowship, if you will, to harken upon my Southern Baptist heritage, and bring people together. And so, One World One Music is a nonprofit organization. We have on the back of the program a little QR code for a Venmo. Yes, it's kind of cheesy, kind of low tech, but if you're so inclined, we would love to have you donate to this cause. All the money is going to pay these beautiful musicians and pay for our costs basically, and we would ask any donation. It doesn't matter what level. We would certainly appreciate it. If you would, if you do go to, just put in the notes, One World One Music, OWOM, and we would certainly appreciate it. So I'm going to stop. I'll be glad to talk to you more about this experience and why how this came about. And for the rest of the season, our next performance will actually be in March, which will be March 1st. Yes, and it will feature Artina McCain, who's an incredible musician, artist, pianist. She was in Austin for a while. She did her doctorate at UT. She is doing a program based on sort of stories of her growing up in Dallas and being involved in Texas Music Teachers Association and learning all this music and becoming a classical musician, but not seeing people that are the same color and of the same sort of cultural heritage. She's an amazing black pianist. She's at the University of Memphis, and she'll be presenting a program called basically Undiscovered Gems, music that we just don't hear because it wasn't really encouraged to be polished during their lifetime. So that will be in March, and then we have another in May. We'll have a program with Texas Folk Life. They work with a lot of amazing musicians and emerging musicians, they'll be presenting a program of conjunto artists. And then of course in June we'll have our flag recital, which there are other people in this room that have participated and played in that program in the past, and we would love to see you there in June as well. So anyway, I was long-winded, I'm sorry. Again, it's that Southern Baptist heritage. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all. And I will see you out there afterwards for food.
With the signature cocktail.
Yes.
Yes. We'll close with El Condor Pasa. Many of us first heard it as a Simon and Garfunkel tune, but no, it is not that. It is a tune that was written in commemoration of the last Incan emperor to take a stand against the Spanish. And it hit me this morning over coffee that maybe there is no better tune to leave you with than a commemoration of someone who took a stand when times were hard. So, there you go. That was my revelation this morning.
She said I had a revelation.
I did. I told her I had a revelation this morning, but I wouldn't tell her what. And that is it. So I leave you with a protest song, if you will, or a celebration of standing up. El Condor Pasa. And of course we have to play it. It's like a New Orleans band not playing when the Saints come marching in.